Kia ora and welcome. My name is Zoe Stibi and I'm a vocal coach who has been using straw exercises for the best part of 20 years or so. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you different types of semi-occluded vocal tract exercises or SOVT exercises or SOVT exercises for you, why they're good for you to try and which part of your range you can use them to work best in. So let's get straight to it. When we are looking at our straw phonation, we have a couple of different options. You can see here I've got a smaller straw. Here I've got a bendy food grade silicone straw from Laxvox. And hang on a second, I got one more. Where is it? A handy dandy metal straw from, well, it's just called the SOVT straw, yeah? So you might have seen these exercises floating around the internet and they are really fantastic. But why? Why should we bother to whip out our McDonald's straws or save our bubble tea straws for our vocal exercises? So SOVT stands for semi-occluded vocal tract exercise, and in fancy speak that basically just means that our mouth is half closed, so like this. We don't always have to be working with a straw, but for example, if we're taking this Laxvox tube, for example, when we are singing into the tube, the sound is then, so I'm going to put it in my water. If I'm singing into the tube, the sound is going to be hitting the water and then being reflected back onto the vocal folds. That is then going to cause what's called a Bernoulli effect, where we've got the pressure from the bottom of the vocal folds and the pressure from the top of the vocal folds, helping to sandwich them together. With that sandwich effect, the vibrations of your voice and with the blubbering of the water is then going to help to massage the mucus from the vocal folds. So it sort of like vibrates the mucus and it sends it all to the side. Also, the added bonus of using the straw phonation with water is it's also going to help us to not only close the vocal folds, but this vibration that we're feeling can help to release the muscles of the head, the neck, and the jaw. We're also sort of like as a side effect, a lovely side effect, is we're also massaging our vagus nerve and helping to calm us down. So singing aside, we can also use our straw phonation to help us to calm down if we are feeling like we're getting a little bit scared before a performance, but also maybe we're feeling a little bit stressed out at work or just because of life. But we don't just have handy dandy straws. We can also create these SOVT or semi-occluded vocal tract exercises by using just our lips. So in this video, I'm going to be taking you through my top 5 SOVT exercises, why they're useful for you, and which voice qualities you can use them for. So let's get to the video. I always wanted to, I swear I wish that I was a wizard. Expelliarmus. No, I don't want you to go anywhere. Stay with me. Let's talk about some, not only straw phonation, okay? But number 1, we have our good old large food grade silicone straw here. This is from Laxvox. It's a tube. It's bendy, which I find quite handy, especially if you're using an open glass like I have. I don't like to faff around with any type of special bottles. It has a 1 centimeter diameter across the top and about 90 millimeters if we're talking about the opening. We place the straw into the water, and the handy thing about this is, let me just take it without getting water everywhere. You can see the lines on the straw. There we go. You can see the lines on the straw, which means that I know how deep it is into the water. But if I'm 100% honest, any old big tube from the hardware store will do absolutely fine. Yes, I said it. And also, to be honest, you can just eyeball how deep it is into the water. So what you do is I like to hold my glass with one hand, hold the straw with the second hand, make sure it's not too deep in the water. The further it is into the water, the more pressure you're going to have against the vocal folds. So that's really good for warming up the lower part of your range or the sort of chest voice register. And as you're going higher up in the range, you're wanting to take it a little bit further out of the water, because it's not really about giving yourself this huge workout. It shouldn't feel like a lot of work. You place the tube, so I hold onto it like this. That's why this bendy straw is really fantastic. You place the tube between your teeth, wrap your lips around the tube, and you sing into it. If you actually want to get my free vocal exercise, which you can download to use with any of the straws that I'm going to be talking about today, you can check it out in the link in the description below. So you're going to put it in your mouth. Now, I love to do this exercise because it's not only loads of fun, and I give every single one of my students that starts with me a big old tube like this, because I like to call this a gateway exercise. It really just gets you into the mood of singing. There's no barrier for entry. Anyone can try it, and you don't have to have a piano to start with these exercises. Now, there are people that really, really love this exercise, and there are some people that don't necessarily love this exercise. So I would suggest that you try it out for yourself and see how it fits for you. But I absolutely love to use this right before I'm going to do any sort of big type of singing, or if I can't sing very loud, I can sing quite loud into the straw, and it's not going to come across, it's not going to kind of come through the rehearsal room onto the stage or something. So my nose gets really itchy when all the water flicks up. So I want you to start at a comfortable part of your range, and you're going to take the voice higher and lower as you're warming up the voice, taking it all throughout the range. Making sure that we're bringing on these cheek sort of swings and these cheek vibrations here as well. It's a way for us to see that we've got the appropriate amount of tension in the lips and in the jaw. So that is the larger tube Lax Vox, excellent for clearing away mucus as well. And I love to do that for my chest voice register. So number 2 in my SOVT exercises, I have to say I'm going to go to another straw exercise. Now, yes, I know the people that come out, okay, this is just a straw that I got from the cinema the other day. It's just a standard plastic straw. And this is a very expensive metal straw that I bought online. If I'm 100% honest, I know there's like loads of science backing up this one. I just don't really get it. It's annoying to clean. Actually, if I'm honest, I've never cleaned it. I would be disgusted to know what type of germs are in there. It does come with a cleaning thing, but I am all about low barrier. I'm not going to throw it because it's going to make a dent in my floor. I'm all about low barrier for entry when it comes to vocal exercises, and I don't really agree that you need to buy expensive fans. I just bought it to try it out. So we have our smaller diameter straw. Now, this is just a really simple plastic straw that I got from the cinema the other day. I know that some countries have banned plastic straws, so you could also use a piece of hollow pasta. But I love this exercise because you don't need water in order to get a good vocal fold closure and to practice your breath control as well. I really love the smaller diameter straws to work on the head voice quality. Works the same as with our larger diameter straw, which we used for our chest voice quality. And we can put it between our teeth and do... Again, doing slides up and down the scale. You can also use the exercise that I have given you to download. But for example, you could go... And you notice there that my pitching was a little bit unstable. And I'm going to leave that in there rather than recording it again, because that's the whole point of getting used to singing with slightly less back pressure, which will mimic a little bit more like when you're naturally singing, because obviously there's no back pressure when you've got your mouth open. So think about it. Larger straw is really, really great for warming up your whole range, but I love to use this for people who struggle to find their chest voice and really need to feel the vibrations of those lower registers. Now, I like to use the smaller tube for the higher registers, and especially when I'm working with lighter voice types, because we don't want to push a whole bunch of air, and we're going to be turned away from pushing loads of air. So for us to go, it's almost like it's forcing my vocal folds to come together, and that's the whole point of it. So you can use this for practicing breath control as well as phrasing and better vocal fold closure further up in the range. So number 3 on our SOVT list, I'm sure you've seen this around. It's an oldie but a goodie, the lip trill, or the lip bubble as I like to call it. So the lip bubble works look, they're all working really, really similarly. We have the back pressure from the lips that helps to send the air back to the vocal folds to help to close them a little bit easier and to remove mucus. Now, the can be quite challenging for some people, which is why I always start new students off with the tube, because anyone can do this. Not everybody can do the lip bubble. If you struggle with the lip bubble, take your 2 index fingers, place them on the side of your lips and just lift up slightly. It's a great way to take a little bit of that tension off the upper lip to work on that voice. If you're someone who blows quite a lot of air through the sound, I want you to focus about putting your finger here on your larynx and feeling the vibration from here, because the vibration is not coming from here, okay? This is a way for us to increase the breath flow and with the back pressure, create a better vocal fold closure without loads of tension. So putting your fingers here will help to bring your attention to the vocal fold closure, which is actually happening here inside the larynx. If you notice, at some point in my head voice register, my lip bubbles disappear. That is something that you can work on, but I really like to use the lip bubbles if, for example, I'm getting ready to practice. Got my water, got my capo, got my pencil, and as I'm getting myself ready, I'm doing my lip bubbles, because again, it's all about creating a vocal warm-up that you don't have to have a whole bunch of equipment to do. That's what I'm about, making it really, really easy for you so you can warm up your voice effectively before you start singing. And warming up your voice effectively makes your singing way, way, way easier. So if you haven't already done so, check out the link in the description below, because my free vocal exercise is there, as well as my full 10-minute warm-up where you can sing along with me. Number 4 for our SOVT exercise is our pufferfish. You might not have done this one before, but maybe you have. It's one of the staples here in my vocal studio, because I love that it not only creates the back pressure that we need, but it also helps us to get really, really high in our range. With the increase in the breath pressure, we're helping to close the vocal folds. And what you're doing there is you're having air here in your cheeks, and you're letting the sound out this really, really tiny hole in your mouth. Excellent for working on your head voice and reducing the tension, because what we're all about when we're getting this back pressure is it's about widening here at the level of the false vocal folds so that we can get lots of space so that we're not scratching. When we're doing our exercise, we are again allowing this back pressure to help to increase the vocal fold closure, so that we can also get better movement of the mucosa, which is the area above, like on top of the larynx. So again, this pufferfish is going to help to bring the vocal folds together in a really, really, really thin closure, which is what we need when we are working on our head voice. I have to admit, I saved the best one for last. Number 5 in my SOVT exercises is the What we're doing now is we are going into a slightly more open mouth shape. This is what it would be like, mimicking a consonant that we would be singing. It might tickle a little bit on the lips. So some people don't like to do this for a long period of time. Excellent for working the entire range. We're also going to feel quite a lot of body engagement with our and this is a really great way for us to warm up our belt register or our belt range with louder vocal qualities, because we can actually create quite a loud sound behind our Obviously, the higher we go, the more it's going to turn into a but we're trying the whole time to create a like with all of our SOVT exercises, that back pressure is helping to close the vocal folds, but the is very, very, very similar to what we would do with our actual singing of our consonants. If you want to learn more about how to warm up your voice according to the vocal register that you're looking to sing in, then check out the link in the description below, because my Vocal Academy has a training plan exactly for that purpose, where you know exactly what you should be singing, when you should be singing it, and how you should be executing it, so you can stop searching YouTube for how to sing videos. We're here to help you. You submit your video and we give you personalized feedback on how you can keep on working on your singing. I'd love to see you there, because we're accepting new students. So there we have it, our SOVT exercises. Look, everyone goes on and on and on about the straw, but we all have those moments where we forget it. And honestly, if you're anything like me, I tend to forget it more often than not. And literally I have about 5 of these sitting in my kitchen drawer. So I want to see you doing your v's. I want to see you doing your puffer fishes. I want to see you doing your lip trills. But no one of them is the best SOVT exercise for you to do. I want you to try to see what works for your voice and according to what you're trying to sing, because I really want to make sure that you get the best out of your vocal training. And that means that it's about creating a whole range of these exercises, but also finding out which one of them suits your voice best. If you've enjoyed this video, I'd love to see you around here more often, so hit that subscribe button. This is my brand new channel where I've moved all of my technical videos over to. You can check out the link in the description below, though, if you'd like to check out my larger channel with analyses and reactions and breakdowns of your favorite vocalists. Check out my video about how you can prepare for the winter, because all of these SOVT exercises are really, really good at getting rid of that mucus. I'll see you around here next time. Happy singing. Ka kite anō.